Okay, so this is what I use for my baked tofu. As I mentioned before, this Walden Farms calorie-free pancake syrup. And if you haven't ever seen this before, macros on this are non-existent. So a little bit of sodium and that is it. So I don't really have any exact measurements for this. I just put some in to a bowl and then I add Tapatio. You can add as much as you like. I kind of have found that even if you add a lot, it doesn't get very spicy. And macros on this, I mean, typical for hot sauce. There's nothing to this either. So put that in there, and then just stir it up. So now that that's done, this is really so simple to make. So I just take my pieces of tofu, and you're going to get messy, but that's okay. And I just literally dip it in there, and then lay it on the baking sheet. So I'm going to do that here with all of these. Okay, so now that those are all on the baking sheet, the only thing to do is I'm going to mix up a little bit more of this because I'll use it when I flip these all over. But for now, I'm going to put these in the oven and I'm going to set it for 20 minutes. Alright, so 20 minutes has passed. Oops. 20 minutes has passed. Take these out of the oven. And you can see they're a lot like drier. Like there's no liquid that's coming off of them anymore. So all you do is flip them all over. And they have, it looks like this little like skin attached to them sometimes because of the sauce. Don't worry about that. So just flip them all over. Okay, so at this point I also like to cut them into a little bit smaller pieces, just because I like them to get nice and kind of, not crispy, but I like them to dry out a little bit more. So you can use a knife. I have this metal spatula that's basically a knife when it comes to stuff like this. So just cut them all apart. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put down the camera so I can use my other hand and show you what this looks like here in just a second. Right. So they're all cut up now. And you can see that I spaced them all out so that they aren't touching. That's important because if all the heat can get around them, then you get the nice kind of crisp edges like I really like. So now I have the extra Walden Farms and Tapatio that I mixed up. I have just one of these little silicone basting brushes that I'm going to use. And basically I'm just going to go back over all of these with a little more of the sauce, and you can use as much as or as little as you like. You see that it really does kind of dry up when it's in the oven. So I'm going to get all these covered here and get this back in the oven for another 20 minutes. So, back in the oven. for another 20 minutes. So don't mind me cooking a bunch of food for tomorrow. So the timer went off, and I'm gonna take a peek at these. I can already tell I'm gonna put them back in. So I really look for them to start getting kind of ballooned up, and you can see that one's starting to, but most of them aren't. They are dry, which is what we want. I'm gonna put them back in for probably another 5 minutes. Alright, so after being in there another 5 minutes, I want to show you what it is that I look for. So see how that almost looks like it's a, can I focus on it? See how it's kind of like poofy looking? They kind of like balloon up a little bit when they start to get really dry, which is kind of what I go for. I like the texture it gives them. And you can see they just come off the pan here, and that's what they look like. They're just these awesome little pieces of baked tofu, and they're delicious. I love these. Daniel loves these too. He could just sit here and eat this whole thing. And so I'm also going to show you, I'm going to let them cool it down a little bit on the pan, but I'm going to show you what I do to get an accurate serving size. Because of course once you bake them it weighs a lot less. So for example, this tofu, one serving is 85 grams. Well, now 85 grams is going to be like half of it because we've baked out a lot of the weight, because a lot of the weight was of course the moisture. So once these cool off, I'll show you what I do to get an accurate serving size. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I weigh out the baked tofu to get an accurate serving size. So, what you do here, I weighed the block of tofu, which I didn't show you, but I weighed the block before I did anything to it, and the block weighed 355 grams. Always weigh it, because it varies in weight. The last block of tofu that I had, same brand and everything, weighed like 397 grams. So it's always different. So we're just going to weigh this out. So you can see it weighs 187 grams. So I always put that down here. So now I have those two, and you need those to be able to get an accurate serving size, right? So what I like to do now is say, okay, what do I need for tomorrow? So this is one of my meals for tomorrow. It's a low carb day, hence all the broccoli. So tomorrow I need 95 grams of tofu, and that's 95 grams of this raw weight. So you take the baked weight, which is 187 grams, and you divide that by the raw weight here, and it gives you 0.5267, and this is the number that you multiply by whatever serving you track for yourself. So tomorrow I needed 95 grams, which is the raw weight, right? So, which is what it tracks in my Fitness Pal. So I would just do 95 times that, and it gives me 50 grams. It's like 50.04. So that's the serving size that I need for my meal tomorrow. So now all I'm going to do is take out tofu until I get my 50 grams. There we go. And there's my tofu. There's one of my meals for tomorrow. It is so delicious. Here's the kitty. Hi, baby. Can you say hello to YouTube because you're the cutest kitty ever? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I just have to eat at least one of these right now. Hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys make this. So good. I don't care if you eat meat or you don't eat meat. You're vegan, you're vegetarian. You want to try something different. So good. It doesn't matter. Add this into your diet. Something different. Have something for a change. It tastes so good. You can just eat it like this. Just little snacks. Really good on salad. It's good just with broccoli like I just showed you. So I recommend this to everybody, not just non-meat eaters. So Make sure to like this video if you like little tutorials like this. Comment if you have any questions, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Littles wanted to say bye. Okay, bye, Littles. We will see you next time.